I was raised with the idea the knowledge over your body equals power over your body. I was given this by my mother, who became a mother at a really young age. She also encouraged me to constantly seek sexual health education resources and services. She did this to help me prevent unwanted pregnancies, sexually transmitted diseases, and inclusive emotional heartbreaks and struggles that I may encounter as I become a sexually active individual. Many parents, however, would disagree with this practice and think that exposing their children to sexual health education can have a negative impact over development. So, how does a safe and effective sexual health education looks like? Well, according to the CDC, a sexual health education that is both effective and safe includes a combination of a lot of things. To begin with, a sexual health education that is scientific and medically accurate can help increase the knowledge and the use of contraceptives in adolescent communities, especially the use of condoms. Another effect that this has is that it helps them make better decisions, and it actually can encourage them to delay their first sexual interactions. Another thing that has been recommended by the CDC and many other research is that a sexual health education needs to be inclusive and engaging. Inclusive sexual health educational guides can actually improve the mental health of adolescents, especially those of the LGBTQA community, and it can even help reduce the levels of depression, anxiety, and suicide amongst these community members. Also, it is also encouraged to add a layer of human rights and gender rights in these activities, just to let individuals know what are their reproductive rights and their needs as humans. According to American Academy of Pediatricians and the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, it is also crucial to involve doctors in the training and preparations of professors and parents that are going to deliver this material. Specifically, the collaboration with pediatricians and gynecologists. So it's good to remember that these are medical professionals. Therefore, they are trained and have the experience, skills to talk about the subjects, to analyze problems, to solve problems, and to talk and communicate with their individuals. Therefore, OBGYNs and pediatricians can give the skills to professors and parents to communicate with the adolescent students or the adolescent children. Also, it is highly recommended for parents to be engaging and for sexual health education guides to engage parents and other community members in this process. It is important to consider, though, that parents who are considering or implementing an authoritarian parenting style have better effects with their adolescents when it comes to talking about sexual health. This is because authoritarian parenting styles allow the creation for a safe space in which an adolescent can talk to their parents about this type of issues and can be made can be allowed to feel safe to make their own decisions while they are also being supervised by an adult. At the same time, this can make in a safe environment to research and to look for help in a both engaging and loving way. Lastly, it is also important to involve lawmakers and to consider them as allies. Why? Because they are the ones who promote, who advocate, and who fund many of these programs. It is important to recognize them as really important allies and influencers over the lives of adolescents and their sexual development. So, why is it important to provide sexual health education during this age of development? Why not do it before, or why not do it after? Well, many research has pointed that it is important to do sexual health education during adolescent development, because it is during this time that humans begin to evolve their cognitive development. This means they're learning through their learning process is improving, and it also means that they're beginning to learn through experiences. This does not mean that their experiences need to be negative or positive in any space. It means that with the use of guidance and knowledge and patience, we can actually help adolescents go through this cognitive development process and in a more safer and healthier way. Um, it's also important to recognize that during this stage, adolescents begin their hypothetical thinking, meaning that they can now be able to have hypothetical scenarios and deal or think of the hypothetical actions and reactions that those scenarios are going to lead. Because of this, sexual health education guides that are really engaging and involved role-playing activities, for example, can help adolescents learn how to negotiate condom use, how to talk about consent, how to talk about boundaries, and how to talk about personal space. Another thing that adolescents develop during this age is a metacognition, which basically means they are more aware of their own emotions as well as the emotions of others. Once again, sexual health educations that are really active and have activities such as role playing can help them understand what other individuals are feeling. Right now, I'm going to move to examples of how this looks like around the world. In Nicaragua, professors are implementing this type of activities to their sexual educational curriculum. They're focusing specifically on making male students engage with each other in this activity called El Puente, or the bridge. And this activity aims to make them understand what a female peer feels when they're being harassed. So basically how the male classmates do is that they align themselves in a line. One of them will walk in the middle, and while that individual walks, the rest of the male classmates will start catcalling them, basically. It has been proven through this specific sexual health education guide that a lot of professors notice their male students be more understanding of the female experiences of when they go outside, when they're afraid, or when they hear a comment that they necessarily don't like. It is also important to engage students with each other. And a way in which Nicaragua professors have learned to do this is to create peer learning programs. These peer learning programs help to train a student to provide sexual health education information, the information to lead other students to guides and resources, and to also provide them. What does this mean? So basically, students are trained and prepared to provide facts, resources, services, as well as contraceptives. And what professors realize is that this provides a healthful and healthy and safe environment for all students without judgment. And it also engages students with each other. Going back again to the metacognition, it helps them understand and develop this thing of emotions and understanding each other's emotions. In Holland, for example, they're doing another approach, and it's more educational based and focusing on creating awareness. So what Holland is doing is that they're trying to use the most appropriate language as possible and being as direct as possible with their students. And what they're doing is that they're creating awareness about what consent is and what sex and relationships is. Lastly, the US is doing a abstinence-only approach, which has proven to be detrimental for students, and it can increase actually teenage pregnancy. So this is my take on the sexual health education and its impact on adolescent development. Thank you.